Let's get him. Let's solidify that rotation. So every 4 days, 3 days, we're guaranteeing a win.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the 450 Dead Center Baseball Podcast sort of channel YouTube thing that we're doing on YouTube here. Chris here with Daniel.
That was a lot of YouTube.
Yep, because we're on YouTube.
Exactly.
Yeah. What else is there to say? It's baseball off-season time, and today we are talking about 5 players that we want the Blue Jays to sign. Obviously, we can't sign all 5 of them, but if we do, we'll be way over the luxury tax and it'll be great. But yeah, we got 5 players.
Yeah, let's go wild with it, Chris.
Let's go wild with it.
Wild with it, obviously, especially now that they just traded Teoscar. We got some monies to spend, so
monies.
Yeah, and with that being said, you guys make sure you hit that subscribe button down below, as we are going to be pumping out a lot of off-season content this year.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, not a long intro today. Let's get right into the video. So first guy, Chris, I'm going to say here is, and me and Chris have our own little list here. And I think the guy probably number 5 on the list would be Noah Syndergaard for me.
Yeah, I have to say Noah Syndergaard as well. A great bounce back season he had last year after I think he had Tommy John, I believe. So I mean,
I think he had some type of arm thing as well.
Yeah, probably should have researched that, but oh well. It's an arm thing.
But even then, you saw what he did in the playoffs. Like or not even playoffs, throughout the season. He was very, very good throughout the season.
I know. He was on the Angels, then he got traded to the Phillies. Now he's going to be back in Toronto as a Blue Jay, and, he'd fit in a nice 4 spot in our rotation, I'd say.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like I said, if we sign another pitcher, he's not going to be a 1 or 2. Which I think when he was in LA, that's what they were expecting him to do. Which he had a rough year there, but then he goes to Philadelphia, has a very, very nice year. Ends up the season with a 3.9 ERA. Which, I mean, if we're getting that as a 4 guy, that's really solid.
I mean, it's better than what our 4 guy did this year, Ryu.
Yeah.
And then our secondary 4 guy, Barrios, and then our backup.
Don't forget about Kikuchi.
Kikuchi, yeah. So.
Oh my God.
Amazing.
But yeah, like we said, nice bounce back year. He looks strong, especially when I watched him pitch. And
still throwing hard.
Still throwing hard, and let's bring him back to Toronto where he got drafted.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he could have been a Blue Jay still if we didn't trade him for R.A. Dickey. Anywho, let's move on to the next player. I think the number 4 guy on the list of players that I want probably going to be Brandon Nimmo on this list that we have.
I agree. Brandon Nimmo is very, very good. Don't get me wrong. And especially now that we traded Teoscar, we do need an outfielder. And Nimmo would be a nice fit into center field and move George to right, which I think is what a lot of people think is going to happen.
I'll be honest, Nimmo wasn't even on my list until the Teoscar trade today, but he's really skyrocketed up there. So
yes, I think Nimmo now becomes a need for the Jays due to that trade. Sorry, I kind of blanked. But due to that trade, I think Nimmo becomes a very top priority. There obviously are other options in the outfield. I mean, Andrew Benintendi's one guy that comes to mind. Michael Conforto, who hasn't played in a year, so who knows how he's going to be. Aaron Judge, but let's be real.
That won't happen.
Let's be real. He's not coming here unless we offer him like $250,000. $250 million. But
yes.
Yeah, like I said, Nimmo, plus the one thing I like about Noah, and I would not be mad if he comes here, he's a lefty.
Yeah, he will shake up the batting lineup, which is one thing that we really need. He can probably slot maybe in the 2-stick, maybe put him in the 7 spot, 8 spot, 6 spot. He can fit in pretty much anywhere.
I was going to say, I think he'll be very versatile. I think he'll either be, if he's hot, I think he'll hit high. If he's low, I think he's going to hit around 6 or 7. And he's a very, very good defender in the outfield.
Let's
not forget that.
He is very good defender. If the Jays sign him, he'll definitely be going to center field because he's very fast. He also steals bases. And we'll move George Springer to right field, which apparently he's open to, which I didn't think he was going to say once, he signed that big contract with us.
I think George realized the injuries are a little bit catching up on him. And the one thing I wanted to mention about Nimmo is that he's coming off a very, very good year.
He is. Very good year.
The year before that, he had a good year too. So 2 good years back to back. I mean...
And one thing I absolutely love about Nimmo is that his on-base percentage hovers around 400 every season.
Yes, amazing. That guy can take walks like crazy. And I think in this kind of lineup where if you give him some protection, say you bat him second, and you got like Vlad behind him and Kirk, he's gonna see more pitches to hit.
Yeah, and he's gonna get on base. It's gonna be great.
Exactly.
He's basically like Kevin Biggio with more contact and power. It's
And a
crazy.
lot faster.
Yes, and a lot faster too. So basically like Kevin, but really good.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I know you like Gavin, Chris, but we'll move on here. One and the number 3 guy here, and be honest, I'm a little skeptical on him. But I know you're very high on him
I
here,
love
and
this
that's
guy.
Coda Sengai from the Japan League.
I thought you were gonna say our next guy, but
Oh
Kodai
no, no,
Senga, I
no.
like him. He had like a 1.2 ERA in Japan last year. He was unbelievable. He probably won the Japanese Cy Young if they have that award. He's so good, and the Jays seem to be picking up all these pitchers from Japan and all these players from Japan. You remember we got Shun Yamaguchi a couple years ago, so we got those connections. Maybe if we sign Kodai, he can like hit it off with Yusei Kikuchi, and then they can be like best buds. Who really knows? But yeah, I think we can have a good shot of signing him, and plus he'll slide into that rotation nicely.
Only thing I'm worried about it with Coda is I heard that if he does, because obviously he was rumored to the Jays along with a bunch of other teams.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I was worried about is that apparently the Jays were looking at using him more out of the pen.
Really?
And yeah, I heard they were looking more out of the pen, more like a swing guy, how Ross Stripling kind of was.
That's fair. I mean, if we have
And
injuries, then he can
exactly.
see what happens from there.
But I heard a bunch of other teams are opening to making him like a full-time starter.
Yeah, I mean, I think
So
that's what it'll take to get him. I'm gonna be honest. Like a swing guy
yeah, I was
probably
just
won't be. He won't be
I'd
happy
hope
with.
that's not a like thing that they do, because I'll be
Mhm.
honest, I'm not high on him just because the last 2 guys we've signed from Japan have been terrible. Uh, Starting with freaking Shun Yamaguchi there,
Oof!
who
Yikes!
was a disaster, and then Rafael Dolis was also from Japan that we signed, and
He was good in 2020.
yeah, okay, and he was Dolis, or as my dad refers to him, Docrapsy. So
Yes.
like that's what I said. I'm a little skeptical on him. Obviously, he's got the numbers to back it up,
Mhm.
and obviously, if he does come to the MLB, which I'm pretty sure he's going to, obviously it takes a little bit for Japanese pitchers to settle in. Like look at Darvish's first year, right? So
Yeah. Either way,
it'll be
I'd
interesting.
rather have him than not have him.
Agree, especially if he's open to out of the pen. Plus, he has a cool name.
Yeah, exactly. Kodai Senga. Like, imagine saying that a million times. It's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to number 2 on this list. And this is one I thought you were skeptical with because it's probably not going to happen. But, Trey Turner. I want him so badly.
You have been saying this for years. Like even when he was still on the Nationals, you've been saying this for years. Trey Turner to
Toronto.
Toronto.
Because he's good. And now there's going to like this stolen base rule, I think it is, or how many pickoffs is going to be. This guy's going to steal like 80 bags a year. It's going to be awesome.
I'm so like honestly, if he wants to come here, sure, I'm so down. Screw it, move Bo to second, whatever.
Yep, I would
But
be like, bye, Bo. Go get traded for
yeah,
Acuna.
or trade Bo. Who cares?
Or Acuna.
Turner is so good and
So fast. Like
so
the
fast
fastest player.
and like a bona fide leadoff hitter.
Yep. Sorry, George. I mean, if Bo's gone, then you put George in the 2 spot. I'm gonna be honest. Like, you
Exactly.
just put him there.
And the only thing with Turner is just that he's gonna cost quite a bit, obviously.
Yeah, but I think the value is so worth it for Trey Turner, especially like I said, like he's gonna steal so many bags next year. It's not gonna be fair, and he's gonna play like practically pretty solid defense. He can get to like every ball imaginable because he's the fastest guy in the
He
league.
plays above average shortstop. Like
Exactly, unlike Bo.
and
But I love
and he
Bo.
and he
Just saying.
hits and he hits like crazy. Like that
He
guy
does.
is one of the most underrated hitters in the league.
And his slides into home plate are
Oh,
beautiful.
with the hair, Chris.
He's so good. Trey Turner,
Only
please.
thing is, let's be real, the money is a lot for him. I think
Mm-hmm.
he's sitting at a market value projection right now.
33 million.
It's like 30 something, right, for
Mm-hmm.
him.
Yeah, it's a lot of
So
money. But I'd say, I mean, if I was Ross Atkins and if I was Rogers, I'd be like, take what you want. I want you on this team. But I know we're probably not going to do that. So that's why he's
yeah.
not number 1.
And also I just want to mention he is very, very in talks with Philadelphia there. So apparently
He wants to. I believe he's from Philadelphia. That's probably why he wants to play there.
yeah, I heard Philadelphia is got a very, very strong pull on him. But the number 1 guy, Chris, on this lineup, roster, list, whatever. And honestly, I think he is the best pitcher on this open market, aside from DeGrom. And that's Carlos Rodon.
Verlander's on the list.
No,
too.
he's not yet, but Rodon I think is one of the best pitchers in the MLB.
He's
this
so
guy
good.
Is
he's
so good.
And he's so young. He's like the age of what, Robbie Ray or something, even younger.
He's 29.
29. He's younger
29
than
in 348 days. So sweet.
He's so good. He's so good.
So he'll be 30 by the start of next year.
That's fine. He's coming off 7-year deal. 7-year deal.
2 very good seasons. And they've been in talks with him in the past.
They have been. We were very close to signing him last year, I believe, but then he went to the Giants. But then that also happened with Gausman, and then Gausman went here. So I'm not throwing anything out here, but if history tends to repeat itself, so if that happens, then I feel like we could probably get Carlos Rodon, have a Manoah, Gausman, Barrios, Rodon, and Kikuchi rotation. It's gonna be awesome.
I love how you throw Kikuchi in there very silently. But yeah, Rodon in a top 3 rotation would be amazing. He's coming off 2 years of sub-3 ERAs.
So good.
Striking out ridiculous numbers this year. He struck out 100 more batters than he did last year.
Yeah.
Which is insane.
Last year was so good. He was in Cy Young talks last year.
I was going to say, he was in Cy Young talks last year. So I'll be full happy if we get him. And like I said, I mean, we talked about the Teoscar trade in another video, which if you have not seen, definitely go check it out in the link in the top right there.
Mm-hmm.
But Rodon's market value here, it says it's about 30 million. And we just freed up 20 million with that Teoscar trade. So another 10 million to spend. I mean, it is reasonable.
I'd say it's 120,000% worth it. If you can get him, our rotation would be so good.
There goes all your problems. Really, you get him. You already got this Swanson guy from Mariners, so you boost that bullpen.
Mm-hmm.
You get Rodon, and then as well, Nate Pearson's apparently coming back. There's a swing guy if you want, or a AAA starter, or you make him a reliever and make him throw gas out of the pen.
And also, I have to say, Ryu might come back next year, and I think this is the last year of his deal, I believe.
Yeah, this is the last year of his deal.
He could be good. I'm not going to say he's going to be, but he could be.
I mean, honestly, say you get Rodon, Ryu comes back. A 5-man rotation of Manoah, Gausman, Rodon, Barrios, and Ryu. That's a pretty solid, that might be one of the best rotations in the league.
Yeah, and I don't want to boost up a prospect like Ricky Tiedemann. He could also pop up there. He flew up the minor league rankings this year, so.
And I know everyone's gonna say, but you need an outfielder for Teoscar. Yes, but we have Kikuchi here. I mean, you can dump Kikuchi for someone who's half decent out there, like another Tapia.
Exactly, you can.
Right?
And there's so many guys like that out there. And as long as they're a lefty, I don't know how many lefties there are, but I'm sure there's a few that you can just.
There's always guys you can sign for less than $5 million. That'll do an average to above average job in the outfield.
Yeah. So. Plus, while we're waiting, Santi can play second, Whit Merrifield and Biggio both can be in the outfield. So we
so there's a lot of flexibility with this team, honestly. So Rodon, let's get him. Let's solidify that rotation. So every 4 days, 3 days, we're guaranteeing a win.
Hopefully. Yeah, let's go with that.
Right?
Guaranteeing. At least we have a good shot.
Exactly. With that being said, guys, make sure to hit the like button, hit that subscribe button down below. I think that's about where we're going to wrap it up, Chris, because
I think so.
That's our list of 5 guys that the Jays should sign. Be on the lookout for more off-season videos and eventually a Ronald Acuna trade to the Jays.
Yeah.